Hi there, this is Brother Jepson. I was in a seminary class this morning and I was reminded of the power of inviting our students to act and not be acted upon. That's tricky in an early morning seminary class, but we wouldn't do the dishwasher all alone, would we?
Just like with the dishwasher, most often we need to ask our seminary students to participate. With as tired as they are, and with the social worries that they have, we have to invite them to engage in the conversation. Some of our students might respond with a little bit of nervousness, but if you give them space and time to prepare and gather their thoughts, they certainly will engage with you. Help them to participate by inviting them to participate. Don't always wait on volunteers.
And the dishwasher is so much more fun when you're doing it together, and also so much easier. That's no different in the classroom. And I'm not talking about just making like a nice place to participate or an environment where people are free to participate. I am asking you to ask them to participate with you. Something like this.
Let's imagine that you are teaching 1 Nephi chapter 8. You have developed the lesson and your students are understanding the content that you've showed them. Halfway down through the lesson, you see these questions, and you decide to try to organize the conversation in the way that we've discussed.
You could ask this question. What do the large and spacious building in the midst of darkness look like in our day? It would likely be very quiet. You'd wait for a response. And after a couple seconds, the student who always participates would then pipe up and respond. And we're thankful for that student. The other students see that student participating and have decided to give the responsibility to participate to them. So instead of asking for volunteers, more often, assign the conversation, at least initially. Something like this. Jack, I'm going to ask you a question, so I want you to listen closely. And then, Jen, I'd like you to respond too. So here's the question. What are the great and spacious building and the mists of darkness in our world today? All right, Jack, did you hear that question? I'm going to ask it one more time. Jack, what are the great and spacious building and the mists of darkness? What are they today? All right, Jack, you're not ready to respond? Okay, Jen, are you ready? Oh, I'll give you both just a couple seconds. This is an important point. So really think about it. Here's the question one more time, and then you two can respond if you're ready. What are the great and spacious building and the mists of darkness like today in our world? All right, who's going first? Now you can tell in my voice, it's not confrontational. If somebody wants to be let off the hook, I'll totally let them off the hook. But I'm trying to get a conversation going, and your seminary students want a conversation going like this. Please invite them to participate like that. Now, you don't always have to do it this way. You could write the question up on the board. Look at this question. So it's up on the board. What did you learn that is important to understand about your journey through life? So everybody is pondering the question, and after a couple seconds, I say, hey, Sam, I'd like to hear from you. And Sam may indicate like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, no worries, Sam, no worries. Just be thinking about it, and we'll come back to you at the end if you have something to add. Mary, let's hear from you. The question is right here, written up here on the board. What did you learn that is important to understand about your journey through life? And Mary responds, Juan, why don't you respond? So then Juan responds, and I might even say something like this in my classroom discussion. Hey, Mary, what Juan said is kind of related to what you said. What would you add to what Juan just said? And then maybe Mary responds again, or she might say, no, I don't have anything to add. Okay. And because my classroom is a relaxed setting and I'm not forcing them to participate, they know that if they don't have something they want to say, they don't have to. But I am going to go back to Sam. Sam, do you have anything you'd like to share? And perhaps he does, or perhaps he doesn't. And then I can even say, is there anybody else who has something to add to the discussion that we've had so far? So I still fit the volunteers in, but it doesn't have to all be volunteer. Your students need this kind of participation when it's early in the morning and they're feeling nervous about all of the social constraints that every teenager faces. We are asking that you really work hard to try to organize the conversation so that every single student is engaged and thinking and wondering and talking if they feel comfortable to do so. Don't force it, but certainly make it happen for your students. Your seminary students want a more engaged and in-depth conversation. And by organizing the discussion, you can help them accomplish that. Thanks. We'll see you next time.